Strictly speaking, I would never encourage anyone to break the law, but those sirens are getting awfully close, and a life sentence for a machine can last a very long time. So move!
This SOB's been living up here, watching my every move. Tough break, hombre. Not even one crate of mixers. This guy was hardcore. Not even one crate of mixers. This guy was hardcore. As I try to make my great escape down the ladder, I find two officials waiting to greet me. Hello, boys.
Well, if it isn't Tex Murphy, what were you doing in there?
Well, it's a little hard to
Oh, you know the drill.
I was really trying to get my hands on that surveillance equipment. Maybe I could see exactly what happened to me. Now the only way I'll find it is if New San Francisco's finest decides to play ball with me. I don't know where they'd start now, but I'd better polish up on the old Murphy charm.
Whether you're a mutant or a norm, San Francisco is our home. Be a part of the solution to crime. See something suspicious, please report it to the SFPD immediately.
Make it quick, Murphy. I got a million things to do, and wasting time on you ain't one of them.
Didn't take you long to get in trouble, did it? You here to turn yourself in?
Well, first of all, no. And second of all, Dan, you know me. You didn't have to send your goons down to get me. If you wanted me to come down, just ask me.
I'm surprised you remember me.
I may not have told anyone this before, but you're actually my favorite patrolman.
In case you didn't get the memo, I head up the department now. And things aren't as loosey-goosey as they were under Malden.
Yeah, I gotta admit, Malden did like his goosies a little loosey. So why is it you think I came down here to turn myself in?
Well, we just found you at a crime scene with a dead body. That dead body happens to be Carlos Maldonado, a PI working in the same neighborhood as you. Is that your way of intimidating the competition?
Seems a little extreme to me. Flyers and discount coupons have always worked much better for me.
I was just reviewing your file when you came in.
Is that a lot? Because it looks like a lot.
August 2047. Beat Nerez, NSFPD informant. Beaten and hospitalized after providing information about Tex Murphy. Nerez refuses to identify his assailant. No charges ever filed. November 2048. Surveillance video shows suspected extortionist Jen Lee leaving the Golden Pagoda with Tex Murphy, never to be seen again. The case remains unsolved. Shall I go on? In the past few years, you've gained quite a reputation for yourself. You've got New San Francisco's criminal underbelly running scared.
I can honestly say that I have absolutely no memory of any of these crimes. I mean, I'll take a polygraph test if you want.
We arrest criminals so they can be tried in a court of law. We don't just kill them, and I won't tolerate vigilantism. If you didn't kill Maldonado, what were you doing then?
I was awoken by gunshots. I was just trying to find out what was happening. I followed the trail and saw that Maldonado had surveillance equipment aimed at my office. I want to find out what he recorded.
Who cares what he recorded? If you're such an upstanding citizen, you've got nothing to hide, right?
Look, I got jumped last night. I've got no idea who did it. I think there might be something on the surveillance tape, and if you can tell me what happened, I think I can help you on this case. Deal?
I rarely make deals, and I don't need to make one with our only person of interest. Any more questions? I'm not sure what to think of you, Murphy. I have no evidence of an abduction, just a dead body and only one person of interest. It might be in your best interest if you could find out what happened. That whole neighborhood seems to attract more than its fair share of trouble. As far as the coroner and the commissioner were concerned, finding Chelsea's remains in your speeder were enough to pronounce her legally dead. She's an investigative reporter at the Bay City Mirror, one of the less obnoxious ones. I know Maldonado was a dirtbag, but unless it's in self-defense, killing somebody, even a dirtbag, is a crime and will be prosecuted. I'm not allowed to let you see it.
That encrypted memory stick probably has some useful information on it.
Oh, great advice. If you could help me break it, then I'd be impressed. Guess I'll have to see if anyone else on the street can break it for me. Rumor is Zach Williams, owner of the electronics shop, is tied to organized crime. But we've had our problems in the past. For example, the last time I was here, he shot my credit card into 1,000,000 pieces. I'm hoping he's in a little better humor today and doesn't blow my brains out, or even worse.
Okay, I don't want any trouble.
Well, just so I'm clear, what kind of trouble are you not wanting?
Everyone knows what happens to people who get on your bad side. Only one reason you ever come in here, and it ain't to buy anything. You know all our stuff is junk.
I just want to know what's going on upstairs.
Look, the guys upstairs don't want any trouble either. They said you can have whatever you want at cost. You can even put it on credit. Then I'll just tear up the bill.
Oh, I'm not talking about your bosses. I'm talking about the guy upstairs, the dead one.
Look, I know how much you hated Maldonado, and I probably shouldn't have let him use the second floor. But he was paying cash, and he kept a low profile. So I thought it was all good. I didn't know what he was doing up there, and I didn't want to know.
Well, I didn't kill Maldonado, although I could have, if that's what you're thinking.
I wasn't thinking anything except what I could do to help, so you won't hurt me. You the man, okay? We good? Look, I told the cops I wasn't here, which is technically true. I just parked out back when I heard the gunshots, so I just started the engine right back up and got the hell out. You live there, so I'm not going to say a thing about it. That place opened up a couple of months ago. Doesn't look like my kind of joint. I do love Louie's cooking up. Just don't ask what's in it and you'll be fine. All I know is you ain't the same guy that came slinking in here 7 years ago. Sorry to hear about that. Is that what turned you into Mr. Badass? I think he's the one who came by to check in on Maldonado. Must have been a client. Don't know anything else about him. I sell items to customers, not purchase them. Sure, Maldonado was a creep, but his money spent just the same. He said he needed to do a stakeout of the Ritz. Didn't mention any specific names. Didn't sound like a big deal, and he was offering a good chunk of change. I saw him bring in some cameras, so he must have been recording the surveillance. But whatever he had got confiscated by the cops. Let's just leave me out of this, okay?
Rook's the little gremlin who runs the pawn shop. I've heard that his hard shell is hiding a heart of gold, but if it was, he'd cut it out himself with a rusty soup can lid.
Murphy! Here, let me look at you. Louis told me something terrible has happened. I've been worried sick.
Well, I appreciate the concern, but other than a weird case of amnesia, I'm fine.
But Louis says you're behaving like a totally different person.
Yeah, according to Louis, I've turned into a real bastard over the last 7 years. I think losing my memories brought the old text back.
Oh, Lord. Please don't tell me that lump on your head has turned you back into the pathetic, pestering P.I. I used to know. This is a nightmare.
Hold on. Are you telling me the text I turned into was not pathetic and pestering? Those are my secret weapons.
Look, Murphy, I'll grant you have some detective skills, but it was all relentless, annoying banter and endless questions to me. Imagine my surprise when, over the past few years, you turned into someone I could actually tolerate.
No kidding. So what was it you loved most about the new me?
You cut out all the chit-chat and became a no-nonsense customer who pays in cash. You always seem to have plenty of cash.
Okay, I'll cut the chit-chat. Just tell me where I come up with all this cash.
All my transactions are done in strictest confidence. That hasn't changed.
Hello, the new text and the old text, they're technically the same. Cough it up.
Fine. Though I don't know anything that could possibly explain what's happened to you. Believe me, I'd tell you if I did. Now I suppose this is where you ask if I mind answering a few questions, but this is not for old time's sake. You became a sullen, short-tempered bully, and I miss that desperately. I heard a commotion and saw a crazed man running willy-nilly down the street and 2 other men in pursuit. I was hoping they would tear that flophouse down, and they would have too if it weren't for that meddling Clint. Such an upbeat, chipper little man. Utterly obnoxious. I went there once, never again. What with that herbal tea and incense, it's a veritable gas chamber. Oof. I knew she'd get nothing but trouble being with you. Louis' niece is an absolute delight. What she sees in you is an absolute mystery. A prince among men makes me wish I could still eat solid food. Years ago, after Chelsea disappeared, you came to me looking for leads to some valuable items, among them a lost Fabergé egg. You left the street for a long time. When you returned to Chandler Avenue, you seemed like a different person, darker, more dangerous. I understand you have a thing for holograms. Maybe she's just your type. I'm sure you know much more about that than I. Some say you know exactly what happened. That's the man you think was abducted? The one I saw being chased down the street? I never heard his name before you told me. What is that? Maldonado? He puts the P.I. in pig. I heard you two had something of a rivalry going on. Why would I know anything about that? If the police confiscated it, I suggest you talk to the police about it. At least he knows how to keep his mouth shut. Next question.
Now that Rooks is open, I'll bet his back gate's open too. It's Rook's hydropod garden. Whenever I see this, I think of Gordon Fitzpatrick from my Pandora case.
I've got anti-hydrogen pods on board, and I've got to get this as far away from Earth as possible.
Pods?
Pods. Anti-hydrogen pods.
He wasn't from around here, or even from this solar system. Lord knows what I could do with an ambo, but it might be useful. Yeah, I used to come back here and shoot hoops until I threw my back out.
Ten seconds left. Down by one. Murphy has the ball. He fakes. He drives. It's a 360.
Ooh.
He's fouled.
Or was it my front? That's Rick's pawn shop. Well, it's not a Banksy. This door's just painted on. I knew there was something creepy in there. Inspector Burns finally opened his own barbecue joint. I bet it tastes just like arson in your mouth. Yeah, it's closed. Most businesses on Chandler Avenue won't open until later. It's an electronics shop now, but it once was a boarding house for some of San Francisco's most notorious smugglers and petty criminals. Nice graffiti art. Oh, I was anti-ambition myself. It's a note from my old friend Archie Ellis. Apparently he's out of town doing some research. When he returns, I'll need to ask him about the case we're working on. I'll need to find a computer whiz to break the encryption on this memory stick. Nice to meet you, Maldonado. Lord knows what I could do with an ambo, but it might be useful.
Oh, for crying out loud!
Not even one crate of mixers. This guy was hardcore. This SOB's been living up here, watching my every move. Someone's been spying on the citizens of Chandler Avenue. Yeah, Louis once told me these rooms were used by bootleggers and smugglers during Prohibition. There were hidden panels in rooms where they'd hide their stash. Yeah, Louis once told me these rooms were used by bootleggers and smugglers during Prohibition. There were hidden panels in rooms where they'd hide their stash. It's closed. Most businesses on Chandler Avenue won't open until later. Ricardo's at midnight isn't open right now. I'll have to try back later. Archie helped me out on my Pandora directive case where we met a charming fellow named Jackson Cross.
I'm gonna do you the favor of a lifetime. I'm gonna let you walk. But if I catch you meddling in NSA affairs one more time, I'm gonna put a bullet right in your eyeball. Is that clear? Get this pukehead out of my office. I'll be watching you, Murphy.
Man, I thought this would have ended up in the Andes Mountains. The police have been here and set up a SPOPAD security system. Now that's a handsome devil. What the hell is that?
That's a SPOPAD, protecting the universe from imperfect life forms since 1967. It's like a mall cop with a 5,000 meter volt taser without a moral code. Be careful, Tex. I could get hurt.
It's a security drone. If I enter its line of sight, I'm toast. Sounds like there's something scary in the sewers. It's locked. I won't be able to enter without proper identification.
Wow, a place even sleazier than yours. And you have an animal print bedspread.
Both Maldonado and I appreciate subtle storytelling techniques. Maybe we could have been friends, if you were alive. Emily? Oh man, I hope she's doing this to get through school. I prefer Weenie World's tater tots. It's the only roach hotel where you have a better chance of survival inside than outside. Hello?
Could I speak to Carlos? Tex?
Sorry, have we met? That woman knew me, but hung up quickly when she realized I didn't know her.
If we can find her, maybe we could get some answers.
She must have visited Chandler while she was doing business with Maldonado. Maybe someone around here will recognize the photo. Larry Hammond wasn't really a mutant.
I wanted to make sure you came here alone.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I hope you were more careful about being followed than I was.
Now, I have a very strong sense of self-preservation. I even brush my teeth carefully.
Yeah, it shows. But man, he sure looked like one. What's this? It's the depressed man's kitchen. Both Maldonado and I appreciate subtle storytelling techniques. Maybe we could have been friends, if you were alive. His fighting techniques are crude at best. Both Maldonado and I appreciate subtle storytelling techniques. Maybe we could have been friends, if you were alive. If this woman has been doing business with Maldonado, maybe someone else on Chandler Avenue will recognize her. It's a key to the exclusive Llama Club.
Hey, what can I do for you, wife? That Holly is a real spitfire. I don't know how I feel about the whole holograms of people too thing, but yeah, why not? I can't really talk about that. If she died the way the cops said she did, burned inside your speeder, it's just too much to think about. I keep a little hope that maybe she ain't dead at all. Or at least that maybe she died in a more peaceful way. I'm no good with that computer stuff, but that little fella at the barbecue joint is a whiz. I'll bet he could get you taken care of. You wouldn't remember him. He moved into the neighborhood a few years back. Not a pleasant man. I'll leave it at that. So that so-and-so was spying on you. You and I wasn't real close, so I couldn't say why he'd been doing that. Zap don't come in here a whole lot. I guess he don't like my food much. Yeah, same old ornery cuss he ever was. Don't bother me none. I guess I'm just used to it. I might have seen this lady in here not long ago. Didn't catch your name. Haven't had another food joint on the street since Francesca ran the Slice of Heaven. I thought it might cut into my business some, but not so far. Maybe we just don't have a lot of barbecue eaters around here.
Inspector Burns finally opened his own barbecue joint. I bet it tastes just like arson in your mouth. As I step into Inspector Burns' barbecue, I think I'm having a stroke. But no, burning toast is their special today. Behind the counter is the kid who Louis referred me to as the computer whiz.
Welcome to Inspector Burns Barbecue. My name is Mojo. Special today is chili con carnage. It'll destroy your hunger as well as your taste buds. Order when you're ready.
Miami Vice. A ham, cheese, and habanero corn dog, deep fried and wrapped in bacon.
Does that come with a free colonoscopy?
Hey, you're Tex Murphy.
And you're Mojo. What a shagadelic name, baby, yeah!
My real name is Mordecai Josephus.
Are you serious? Well, that's my real name, too.
No way!
Yeah, well, it's pretty close. It's actually Tiberius, James Tiberius. And my mom, she starts calling me Tibby. And, well, I had to come up with something that I could live with.
The ultimate Tex Murphy trivia. You just made my day. Look, I don't mean to geek out on here, but you're Tex Murphy. Badass private eye. Man out of time. Always quick with a joke or his fist. What are you doing in a dump like this?
I'm guessing you haven't won any Employee of the Month awards, have you?
Nice. Classic Tex Murphy.
Well, I appreciate you feeding my ego. Now, how about my belly?
Oh, you don't want to eat here. The food really will burn your face off. Inspector Burns is a bitter man. So, what are you working on? Wait, let me guess. Some kind of case just dropped in your lap. Seems like a small-time job. There are tons of loose ends leading in all kinds of directions, and you are blindly getting nowhere.
Nice try. But this time it isn't a case. It's personal.
I could help you.
Well, I could use a good caterer.
You are killing me. Look, Mr. Murphy, you fancy yourself as sort of a timeless classic, a PI archetype for the ages. You know you're right around the crime scene, but it's no secret that you're not so good at high-tech gadgets. That's where I come in.
Fine. I have a fax machine, for God's sake. I barely know how to use that.
Whatever I can do, just let me know. I just can't believe I got a chance to meet my idol. Me and Archie are buds. So glad Archie opened up his shop here. He's like a god to all this conspiracy stuff. Chelsea Bando, the Nora to your Nick. I wish I could have met her. Inspector Burns has tried to torch the Bruins to at least twice. Sometimes I spend hours just thinking about what kind of baby she and I would have together. Sorry you lost her, but man, did you ever get an attitude? Sure, I can decrypt a memory stick, no problem. It may take a while, at least a day. He's the guy you hired to take photos of your cheating wife. You're the guy I hired to beat the crap out of the guy you catched with your wife. You think Maldonado was spying on you? Not surprising. He says he likes barbecue, so I'm not sure why he's here. Comes in here all the time to eat, just so he can complain. Who's that? Like Inspector Burns says, it all tastes the same when your tongue's charred.
Another item on my to-do list today is checking out Maldonado's regular office that's on the street. This became a highly sought-after neighborhood post-World War III when it was found that the radiation couldn't penetrate through all the lead paint. It's like a swipe card reader. Only the most prestigious people are invited to this club. Cigarettes. Yummy. The air outside feels thick, like I'm breathing through a pair of dirty gym socks. It's a high radiation day. Most everyone will be staying inside, but I need to hunt for some work. I always like to start the day with a traditional PI breakfast. That hits the spot.
Does it actually?
Nice cowboy hat. Yeah, I bet some intense smoking competitions take place here.
That's it.
Holly must be out on strike. I'd better come back later to talk to her. Holly must be out on strike. I'd better come back later to talk to her. Problem with vid phones is you can't call anyone from the bathroom anymore. Well, you shouldn't. It's best not to sit on these couches, but if you do, you better be wearing a hazmat suit. Heck, Mullen. That buffoon always got credit for cases I solved. Fat chance of that happening. You know what kind of creeps live in this place? Time to get a new clock. If a bell was on the front desk, I could ring it and talk to the clerk. As I ring the bell, I expect Nilo, but another familiar face pops up from behind the counter. It's Clint. Looks like he's dabbled in some home plastic surgery to cover his empty eye socket. It's amazing what you can do with a tire patch, spray paint, and crazy glue.
Ah, Mr. Murphy, will you be needing some housekeeping done? I can't remember the last time we saw you around here.
Yeah, me neither. Don't know if you heard, but I had a little blackout.
I used to get brownouts. Louis chocolate pie damn near put me in a coma every time.
So, where is Nilo? You haven't had to resort to working with that scumbag, have you?
Nilo? Man, I haven't heard that name in years. Not since I bought this place from him. The city was going to condemn it, but Nilo didn't feel like fixing it up, so he sold it real cheap.
Where did Nilo end up?
You mean Nellie? He got a sex change. Yeah, I don't know. He tried to pass himself off as his long-lost twin sister for a while, but that didn't fly.
Well, you done a bang-up job. You got rid of the smell. What was that, anyway?
You do not want to know. God, I wish I could get amnesia for that memory. But on the bright side, we've exterminated most of the roaches and reinforced the foundation after the big quake last year. And finally got real fire extinguishers, so no more painted-on safety features. We're up to a 3-star cubic zirconia rating in the Mutant Leisure blog spot now.
Well, with such deluxe accommodations, I'm surprised I'd stay anywhere else. Do you know where I stay when I'm not here?
Nope. You pay me well to keep an extra eye on your apartment and my nose out of your business.
So, you say I haven't stayed here in a while? I must have a place somewhere else.
You kind of dropped out of circulation back in '44. No one around here knows what happened to you. Now you don't either, I guess. You're paid through the end of the year, just like every year. You hardly ever hear these days, but hey, let me get my nose out of your business. That sounded disgusting. Let's change the subject. What can I do for you?
Oh.
You keep being my best tenant, and I'll be your biggest fan. Deal? The cops came by to ask me about that, but I wasn't here at the time. This may not be much, but it's mine, and I love it. Just get the holes patched before you move out, or I will keep your security deposit. Nice guy, but he's got some screws loose. Dumbest name ever for a shop. Look, I know I used to joke with you about Chelsea being in love with me, but that was just my jealousy talking. That's Louis' niece, right? Tall, brunette. Oh.
Don't be creepy.
I've got to steer clear of his diner. Too many chocolate memories. Look, I've had my own problems, as you know. I was in a kind of a dark place 7 years ago. Dark, bitter, sometimes nuts, raisins, God help me, marshmallows. Nice girl for circuits and shifts. We don't need to talk about that, do we? That was a real tragedy. Maldonado? Nothing but trouble. I steer clear of that, all right. Maldonado spying on you? Are you sure it was you? That guy's all mobbed up, so I keep my distance. That little gremlin's never forgiven me for stealing his newspapers and using them for blankets. I know for a fact I've never seen this fox before, because if I had, she'd be my lady love. I haven't tried it. They say that the sauce will melt your eyeballs, and that's a risk I'm just not willing to take. Me? I'm just living the dream. One chocolate-free day at a time.
Door. Sapphire, eh? That sounds like a fun new neighbor. Well, this is a flashy new neighbor. Needs a key. People who stay here at the Ritz don't want to be found. People who stay here at the Ritz don't want to be found. Needs a key. Uh-oh. That doesn't look good. Well, I had this door permanently sealed as it opened directly into my bedroom. People thought that was awfully presumptuous of me. Well, this is a flashy new neighbor.
Hey, Mr. Murphy. Still running the decryption program. You can hang with me till it's done. Shouldn't be more than 4 or 5 hours.
Lead pipes are always magically drawn to my skull like moths to the flame.
This message is from Mr. Tex Murphy. Storm clouds are brewing. Are you with White Russians or against us?
What?
A White Guard member is close. Prove your loyalty, and we will reveal the truth.
What the heck was that? There must be another Tex Murphy in the phone book. No messages on the bid phone. Looks like somebody's wiped my computer clean. The door to my back storage room is locked. That's strange. Well, I had this door permanently sealed as it opened directly into my bedroom. People thought that was awfully presumptuous of me. It's one of my business cards, but it looks different. When did I change these?
As I made it perfectly clear your status as a paying customer earns your modicum of goodwill, I suggest you use it judiciously.
Sorry, you lost me at modicum. Look, answer a few questions for me and I won't kick your butt when I get my memory back.
Lovely. Oh, she may have come by here. I can't be sure. Just smelling the fumes coming off that establishment irritates my bowels. Like I always say, you can take a bomb out of a dumpster, but you'll never get a dumpster out of a bomb.
Not again. You're gonna get me fired. Or worse. That's a fine piece of humanity there. She stopped by the other day and checked out our selection. Took her about 2 seconds to realize it was all crap. So she seemed to know her stuff. I don't know what it is they're serving in there, but it sure as hell ain't barbecue. That guy's a go-getter. Why don't you get him to answer these questions?
It's real good having you stop in more regular. How can I help you? That Clint's really come up in the wild. Though I still hide the chocolate cake when he drops by. I don't want him falling back into his, old ways.
Hey, Mr. Murphy. Still running the decryption program. You can hang with me till it's done. Shouldn't more than 4 or 5 hours.
Always happy to help out my best tenant.
What's up with the bed? Looks like it's for a Lothario instead of some hard-working guy on his luck PI. Am I going crazy here? My indispensable water cooler still doesn't have paper cups.
Hey, Tex. How's your case progressing? Let me check. I can confirm that Mason Bowers has been a registered guest here. Sorry, Tex. I'm not allowed to give out any more information than that. If I could smell, I'm pretty sure he would stink. Always looks like he's up to something unsavory. That crusty old perv is always coming in here trying to get a peek at my underpixels. Yeah, I've seen this woman in here. In fact, she picked up a piece of mail that's been delivered here. I might be able to get a name or address for you. Let me see if I have an image of the envelope. Yep, got it. I'll print it out for you. I think the kid who works here has a crush on me. Maybe one of these days I'll rock his little world. The Ritz landlord? Seems like he may have a couple of screws loose, but nice enough.
Ollie sends the information about the mystery woman to my smart Alex, and I get a new location on the map. It's on the coast near Monterey. Whoever owns this place has mucho dinero. Whoa. I get my speeder and realize I'm very wobbly and my vision's pretty fuzzy. I realize it's finally time to get this head wound checked out and some professional input on what's happened to me. And now's as good a time as any. I call a cab, and I'm on my way to the North Hill Clinic.
Where are you headed?
North Hill Clinic.
Well, I better step on it. You look like you're in pretty bad shape. Your eyes are really bloodshot.
Yeah, you should see it from this side.
Live around here?
Yeah, I do. The Ritz.
I've heard there's a lot of Morlocks in that area.
Morlocks?
That's what they call them. Some new, crazy type of mutant.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard rumors that they're attacking people.
On Chandler Avenue?
Just rumors. But you never know. Things could get worse. Sorry, I just wanted to let you know I was packing heat up here. Didn't mean to freak you out.
That's fine. It's just the last time I got a ride from someone, they shot me, so I'm a little jumpy. It's a nice gun, by the way. I used to have one just like it.
I've had this for a long time. Some idiot threw it out his window.
The head wound is painful for sure. Maybe this Dr. Donahue can help me sort things out.
Chair has Rebecca would have felt like that.
Taylor warned me you might be a problem patient.
You know, you really shouldn't keep these things on the floor. Germs?
I'm just gonna assume you've got some head trauma. Let's see what's going on.
Well, you should know I've been hit in the head a lot. But it's never caused amnesia before. And I'm wondering if maybe I'm just hallucinating. Is there any way to tell?
There sure is. Yep, you're awake. So tell me what happened.
Well, I woke up a few hours ago with this goose egg on my head and an injection mark on my arm. I've got no idea how I got them. As a matter of fact, I have no idea about anything over the past 7 years.
You took a pretty good shot to the head. Enough to knock you out. You caused some short-term memory loss, but for 7 years. Let's see that mark on your arm. I think we'll need to draw some blood. Everything on your form accurate?
Well, I think I said I exercise regularly and smoke sparingly. I might have got those two reversed.
Well, I'm guessing your bloodstream's full of cholesterol and toxins, but I'm sure we'll find something else there too. Have you ever had an implant?
Look, I just want my figure to be in proportion.
Well, that injection mark concerns me, but I don't want to speculate. I would really like to keep you overnight for observation. You mind waiting around until we figure this out?
Sure, if we can get it done in 5 minutes. While we're waiting, though, could I ask you a few questions?
Let's just keep this professional, shall we? I don't think you could do much better. And yes, I mean that the way it sounded. I believe he runs a diner over on Telegraph Hill. I've dealt with many cases of amnesia, but nothing exactly like this.
After leaving North Hill, I get a cab ride back to my office. After a while, I'm feeling a little better, so I hop in my speeder and head out to the address of the mystery woman, who I hope can give me info on Mason Bowers.
Nice. This is more like. Fun fact, this is a former vacation home for 3 James Bond villains. Goldfinger! Wah, wah, wah.
This house belongs in a tax bracket that I'm most unfamiliar with. There's room for every member of the Brady family on here except Alice, and I never considered her part of the family anyway. This coffee table's a special design. It's got a hidden drawer. This coffee table's a special design. It's got a hidden drawer. Well, one man's trash is a PI's clue. Hello. Seems Mason was treating someone with serious facial deterioration.
Mason, the cryogenic sleep state that has caused so much physical and mental damage to Morlox is beginning to affect me. The fresh disease seems to be speeding up, causing serious deterioration on the right side of my face. I do hope you will have a solution for me soon, T.
Hello. The 8 lost rules of etiquette. Rule number 1, a friendly greeting could open doors for you. Hey, smoke no more cigarettes. I hear they have a smoking deterrent system built right into the cigarette.
Hey, buddy! Do you know 1,000 people stop smoking every day by dying, you moron? Kissing you would be like licking an ashtray. Get it, dumbass? Did you know that you and I are similar? We both are certified butthead. No, don't kill me. Have mercy.
Well, the system's about as effective as other systems I've tried. But I'll keep these in case I have a smoking emergency. Now that's my kind of book. Ah, it's like a villain from a terrible B-movie. Mollusks beware. Seems sturdy. Yeah, just some books. Isn't that DeForest Bunny from Night of the Lepus? A collector's edition of Matt Cubase Tyler baseball card. I wouldn't dare thieve that. Well, this looks cheap. Reminds me of the time I tried to cook meatloaf. Must be a Barry Bonds baseball. It's got an asterisk on it. Staring at this picture is more exciting than watching a game of baseball. Hey, bada bada bada. Ah, the soothing, sultry siren song of a red cat. Nothing I can use. Now that was a terrible year for wine. Yeah, just some books. Well, there's Waldo. Now that was a terrible year for wine. Say hello to my little friends. That might come in handy. Classic. These baseball cards are great collectibles. Pillaging must be one of their hobbies. Sulfuric acid. I better be careful with this. Oh, sure, that seems impressive. But I bet you it wasn't nearly as difficult as obtaining my PI license from an entire summer of night school. Wrong form of hits. Come on, people. No, that's not important. There's just no accounting for good taste. This frame needs 9 baseball cards. Well, that was stupid. Now I could use that. There's a past due notice here.
You're late, you bum!
Note to self, checking to make sure I made my speeder payment. Oh, I don't think a lot of studying went on in here with that flat screen TV on the wall. If the owner's ventriloquist dummy's in here, I'm gonna be very upset. Sheesh, I couldn't even imagine lugging this thing up those stairs. Oh man, I hate retro things. Oh, perfect for watching someone while they sleep.
Oh.
Just looking at these makes me tired. It's a Mike and I Hammer candy comic. Sleep with a Swedish fish. Put this in my comic book rack collection in my office. Perfect place to keep a midnight snack. Well, no big bad wolf will be getting in here. Ceilings are good for keeping God's prying eyes out of your business. If the owner's ventriloquist dummy's in here, I'm gonna be very upset. It's just planned. Now I could use that. Nice place to get all warm and snuggly. Yeah, just some books. An old Zoom portable music device. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, my mom got me one of these while all the other kids were getting iPads and iPods. I remember just how I felt that day. Wonder what happened to it. Oh yeah. Now I remember. Not my size, not my style. Must have gotten these from the big and tall curtain store. Sulfuric acid can be very useful in cleaning chemistry equipment. Trust me, being a PI, it's not an easy business. You never know what you're going to find in people's drawers. Magnets. How do they work? Really? They found someone to eat this crap? Ah, delicious jams. In the immortal words of Goldilocks, this chair is just right. I think that's upside down. King Twinkie is the only royalty I recognize. Really? They found someone to eat this crap? You can really judge a person by the kind of groceries they buy. Well, judging by all this fiber, the owner has digestive issues. That might come in handy. You can really judge a person by the kind of groceries they buy. Standard groceries, and none of them look very edible. It's no good to me without alcohol. I've always learned the hard way that the stove gets hot. There must be something I can eat around here. Standard groceries, and none of them look very edible. You can really judge a person by the kind of groceries they buy. Cookies? Nope. Just flour. Tasty. Salty. This coffee's been out here for days. Yep, that's a sink. Yep, that's a sink. Not much of a view. Never, ever stick your hand in a toaster. That's a terrible place for a petri dish. This petri dish is encrusted with all sorts of gunk. I'll need to clean it off to see what's underneath here.
I'm experiencing a sensation altogether new to me, and frankly, I love it.
Something very tiny is written at the bottom of this petri dish. I'll need some help reading the inscription. Boy, I try not to look directly into a mirror because it's kind of bad for my self-esteem. A remembrance of a much simpler time. I find moisturizing to be the most important part of a daily routine. Oh, I always put out fresh towels for my guests. I mean, if I had any. Lord knows I could use a plunger at my place. Another Mike and Ike Hammer candy comic. Gumdrops and lollipops. I'll put this in my comic book rack collection in my office. Well, one man's trash is a PI's clue. Rummaging through trash cans can be considered a low point in some people's lives, but not mine. No bidet? Sick. Tsunami! Surely, after all we've been through, you would not turn against me and turn to her. Looks like someone with the initial T was doubting Mason's allegiance.
Mason, several of my sources are questioning your allegiance. Surely, after all we have been through, you would not turn against me and turn to her. I've been very well paid for your work, and I do not take kindly to those who betray me.
Tsunami! Tsunami!
Rub-a-dub-dub. Let's see, that says B-A-B. Oh, bath. Barrels make any interior space look more rugged. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, if you know what I mean. This frame needs 9 baseball cards. Baseball card? I used to collect these as a kid. Now I collect past due notices. There's room for every member of the Brady family on here except Alice, and I never considered her part of the family anyway. This bunny makes me laugh. He's hilarious. If the owner's ventriloquist dummies in here, I'm gonna be very upset. Gross. This bowl is full of fruit. Well, no big bad wolf will be getting in here. Impressive, if you're into that sort of thing. Impressive, if you're into that sort of thing. Well, there's Waldo. I find moisturizing to be the most important part of the daily routine. Remember, it's a much simpler time. No bidet? Sick. Salami! Rub-a-dub-dub. It takes a man of exquisite taste to truly appreciate a pleather chair. This frame needs 9 baseball cards. Just looking at these makes me tired. Nothing adds personality to a room like throw pillows. That's interesting. Hoping to find more information about why sleazy P.I. Carlos Maldonado is keeping an eye on my place leads me to a swanky beach house where I'm delighted and surprised to meet an incredibly beautiful woman inside a home medical office. Unfortunately for me, the feeling is not mutual. She's accompanied by a very dear friend.
Freeze. What are you doing here?
Well, we had such a charming conversation on the vidphone. I knew I had to meet you. Now I'm rethinking that.
You don't remember me, do you?
Well, I wish I did. Does that count?
We met just once years ago. So did you really come here looking for me? Or are you here for Mason?
I'm sorry, the correct answer is C, all of the above. I came here to find you, but it's Mason I'm looking for.
Well, you'll have to make do with me. Mason's here.
So how do you know Mason?
In the biblical sense, I'm his wife, Ariel Bowers.
When was the last time you saw him?
Over a month ago.
No kidding. Wife like you, I'm surprised he ever leaves the house.
We've been legally separated for over a month. He has issues, erratic behavior, periods of deep depression. It got to be too much.
Psychological problems, huh? What are we talking here? He ties his shoe for an hour or walks in the burger barn with dynamite in his hands?
I think it was just a reaction to stress. His work kept him away for weeks at a time.
So I heard your husband was a neurologist, like a brain surgeon or something.
Or something, yes. He worked in neurochemistry, how chemicals influence neural operations.
So who's he working for now?
Mason never talked about his work, even before we separated. But we stayed in touch. This was the longest he ever went without calling me. I got worried and came here. I found Maldonado's number and called to see if he knew anything.
Yeah, well, Maldonado's not going to be able to help as much because he's dead. Is that who you were coming to see on Chandler Avenue?
Yes, that's right. What happened to him?
Well, I'm not sure, but I'm trying to find out. The trail seems to lead through your husband, who, by the way, I believe has been abducted.
Abducted? Now I'm worried sick. What are we going to do?
Well, to start with, if you could think of anything that could help me out here to find him, that would be a big help.
I will. Feel free to look around here. I wish I could stay and help, but I'll give you my number so you can call me later. And sorry about the gun to head thing.
Oh, that's okay. I've just got one of those faces, probably better with a hole in it.
I have my doubts about Ariel Bowers' motivation. She certainly seems to have an agenda which includes more than just her husband's well-being. What's she up to?
Hubba. Is it hot in here or did my internal fan just crash?
Look, feels like I'm being played for a sap.
Come on, she's just getting ready to play the field. I'd like to bring her over for a debugging session.
Okay, enough.